Today I'm going to read That Pesky Rat by Lauren Child. I'm a brown rat, a street rat, but people call me That Pesky Rat. I don't know why. They say I smell, but that's not my fault. That's the dirt. Sometimes when I'm tucked into my crisp packet, there he is, I look up at all the cosy windows and wonder what it would be like to live with creature comforts, to belong to someone, to be an actual pet. Yes. Most of all, I would like to have a name instead of just That Pesky Rat. My friend Pierre, who is a chinchilla, is looked after by a rich lady called Madame Fifi. He has a very glamorous life. He lives on the lap of luxury. I say I would quite like to live in a fashionable apartment and be fed chocolates while I sit on a feather cushion. There he is on a feather cushion. Then there's this Siamese cat called Oscar. There he is. He lives with Mr. Washington, a busy businessman. Mr. Washington is always at work, so he doesn't have time to wash or be stripped. If I lived there, I could do whatever I liked. Oscar says doing whatever you want can get tiring after a while. I sometimes get a bit bored of watching the same shows on TV. I even have to get my own supper. I'm quite good in the kitchen, but I hate to be bored. A lop-eared rabbit I know called Nibbles, there he is, there's Nibbles, works in a circus with Mr. Hoopla. It must be so exciting. Never a dull moment, swinging on the trapeze one minute, tiptoeing on the high wire the next. Nibbles said, it is fun hopping through hoops in a tutu, but sometimes I could do with taking off the clown nose and putting my feet up. Maybe it's all a bit nerve-wracking for me. Or what do you think? Probably. I think I'd quite like one of those owners who do lots of sitting around, like Miss Sinclair. Her Scotty dog, Andrew, is always sitting by the fire having supper on a tray, and they spend the evenings doing puzzles together. There they are. Andrew says, on the whole, I feel very well looked after, and Miss Sinclair is good company. But it's rather embarrassing when we go out shopping. There he is. Miss Sinclair makes Andrew wear a little hat and a coat. There he is. I don't think clothes would suit me, but I would do anything to be somebody's pet. So, in the morning, I go to the pet shop and ask Mrs. Trill if she has an owner who might want me. She says there isn't much call for brown rats, and I'm afraid you aren't very popular with the public. I say, I don't see why not. I'm very good company, always popping up when you least expect me to, and I am happy to eat anything. even if it's been slightly nibbled. Mrs. Trill says, well, you could always make a notice and put it on the window. You never know. There you are, there's Mrs. Trill. So I write. There's the letter is written. Me, brown rat, looking for a kindly owner with an interest in cheese. Hobbies include nibbling and chewing. Would like a collar with my name on. Would like a name. Would prefer no baths. Will wear a jumper if pushed. Yours keenly, brown rat, that pesky rat. Sorry about the bad, poor writing. Not very good picture of me. Then I wait and I wait and I wait until on Tuesday, Mr. Fortescue is passing and he stops to look at the notice. He has to really squint because he has bad eyesight. Then he looks at me and says, my, haven't you got a pointy nose? And my goodness, what a long tail and such unusual beady eyes. I'll take him. I can't believe my luck. Nor can Mrs. Trill. Mrs. Trill says, are you sure? And Mr. Fortescue says, oh yes, I've been looking for a brown cat as nice as this one for ages. Mrs. Trill looks at me and I look at Mrs. Trill and we both look at the notice. We look back at the notice. You see the rat looks a little bit like cats. I love being a pet and I am trying to be really helpful. I pick out the best cheeses by using my excellent sniffing nose. I clean the kitchen by nibbling up the crumbs. I help Mr. Fortescue cross the road by scaring the traffic. And I'm always there when he comes home. There he is. There he is. So here I am. Finally a pet with a name. So what if I have to wear a little jumper? Mr. Fortescue says, well, Tiddles, who's a pretty kitty cat? And I squeak, I am. Thank you.
Brilliant.